I was once the World Mathematical Olympiad champion, but I was kicked out of the library like garbage, because I was of a lower caste. I wasn't even allowed to use the library. An assistant whispered to me, if I could publish an international paper, get lifetime access to the library. This sentence ignited my passion. I began to toil alone in the empty classroom, tackling difficult math problems from international journals. I filled the blackboard with formulas until dusk. Finally, I wrote the answer. I rushed to the post office, only to discover that international postage would cost 220 rupees, and I didn't have enough money. My father, the postman, looked at me and asked his colleagues for donations. No one paid him any attention, and he was ridiculed. A low-caste kid? There's no way you can cross class boundaries. My father used his mother's pension to make up for it and mailed the answer. A few days later, my father received news. A handwritten invitation letter from Cambridge University. It was signed by the professor himself. I had been accepted. I immediately returned to the library and, while browsing, ran into the librarian. He saw me, the one who had been kicked out, holding my acceptance letter. Now a student at Cambridge. My family had given everything they had to prepare clothes and a passport for my trip abroad. I remembered the Minister of Education's promise. I could always come to him if I had any difficulties. But when I went to ask for financial assistance, the minister turned his back on me. Stay away from all this money. Work is the most important thing. It turned out that promise was just a ploy to deceive the public. My helpless father sought loans, sold his jewelry, and even mortgaged his property. But he still couldn't raise enough. He began to doubt his faith in raising his children. Finally, that night, he suffered a sudden heart attack and died. After my father's death, the family lost its source of income. I was forced to help my mother sell cookies on the street. I made cookie wrappers out of my Cambridge University acceptance letter and sold them for 5 rupees. At that moment, my dream crumbled to ashes. Then one day, I was hit by a luxury car. The man in the car got out, furious. Until he recognized me, he said, "Are you the math genius?" It turned out he was the owner of a local tutoring center. He offered me a teaching position. Hoping for a better life, I accepted. In the classroom, I used a unique teaching method. My students' grades skyrocketed. Soon, I became a star teacher, renowned, wealthy, and successful. Until one evening, I saw a little boy solving a problem under a streetlight. The boy's father shouted, "Go home, wash the dishes." I saw myself in the boy. At that moment, it dawned on me. How many children like this are slowly disappearing? I made a decision. I quit my job. I opened a free tutoring class. The news of my free tutoring classes for underprivileged children spread quickly. Hundreds of children flocked to the class. During one of my classes, the owner of the training class came over and persuaded me to go back to class. He threatened me, saying, "I can create you, or destroy you."